Fredrik coming at you with another episode of Hey Bror Fredrik. On today's episode, I'm going to discuss a rather serious topic, which is the 5 biggest mistakes that I see gamblers make in the casino and how they can lead you to financial and possibly emotional ruin. And I want you to stop. If you find yourself guilty of any of these 5, you need to stop right now. So we're going to do a drive-in chat up and down the Las Vegas Strip, and we're going to discuss the 5 biggest mistakes gamblers make in the casino right after this. Welcome back. Again, my name's Bror Fredrik, and I invite you to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I drop new videos and when I go live, which is 2 to 3 times a week and 2 to 3 videos a week as well. So you want to hit that bell button to get notified when I drop new content. So let's get right into it. Number 5 on the biggest gambling mistakes that I see people making is betting bigger than your bankroll. It sounds very simple, but it is not. What I see people do all the time is they have a given bankroll and they start betting in increments that are too large for that bankroll. I go into detail in another video on gaming strategies. Check the links in the description for all the my hacks and my discipline tricks and my gaming strategies and all that after this video, of course, and you'll find more information in detail. But what I always recommend is to have a bankroll that is at least 100 times larger than your bet amount. Meaning, if you're betting, say, $1 per spin on a slot machine or on a video poker machine, then you need a bankroll of $100. But what I see all the time is people jamming a $100 bill in and betting $5 or $10 and getting 10 spins out of that same $100. Your bankroll will get demolished very, very fast. Sure, you can reach back in your pocket and keep feeding more into said machine, but don't do that. It's not good psychologically, it's not good emotionally, and it's just not good for your finances. So quit doing that. Bet proportionate to your bankroll. If you're on a 60-cent buffalo, the minimum you should be putting in there is $60 to $100 and running it down to possibly half and getting the hell out of there. But don't bet bigger than your bankroll allows. It feels good. Everyone wants to feel like a high roller, Diamond Jim and all that. You know, impress your friends. Look at me, how much I'm betting. Oh, look, green, throwing around green chips. Just stop. Bet proportional to your bankroll, and that is the easiest one to overcome. Now, moving on to number 4, chasing comps. I've been seeing so much of this lately. I'm going to do an entire separate video on how bad it is to chase comps. It is a horrendous idea, but it's gaining in popularity and velocity like crazy lately because there's so many new people coming to town who are inexperienced that they feel like the comp is where it's at. The comp is the goal of Las Vegas, to get comped. And a lot of people are feeding machines and feeding tables with almost the exclusive and sole purpose of gathering comps. But what the heck is a comp? A comp is a portion of the money that you've lost that's being given back to you. So a comp is a booby prize in the grand scheme of things. Stop thinking a comp makes you a high roller. Stop thinking a comp makes you a baller. Stop thinking comps make you, diamond gym in town. Look at me, I'm getting free rooms. Yeah, you're getting free rooms and free play because you're losing your ass. There's only two reasons why this town gives you comps. If you're losing your ass or you beat them big at some point and they want you back in order to get that money back. That is the only two reasons you get comps. So if you're gonna wear comps like a badge of honor, it's basically saying, look how much money I lost on my last trip, that they're willing to give me some of it back in the form of a comp, which is a rebate. And I see people playing machines and tables, gearing their play, their coin in, everyone's getting familiar with that phrase, their coin in order to get comped. So you're basically paying for your own comps. It's a preposterous thing. It's a trap. People don't get involved in gaming and gambling with respect to what you're going to get in comps. It is not worth it. You can keep the money in your pockets and buy your own way next time. Trust me. Moving on to number 3, not quitting while you're ahead. I've said this a bazillion times already, that if everyone would quit while they were ahead, whether it's $1, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000, if everyone would quit while they're ahead, this town would be a completely different place. But nobody quits while they're ahead. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but most people do not quit while they're ahead. What they'll do is, okay, let's make it a part B also. What I see people do when they get ahead, they increase their bet size. So if they put in 100, they run it up to 150, they double or triple their bet size because it's the casino's money. Bullshit, it is your money. So why are you in a rush to give it back if you do not learn the discipline of quitting while you're ahead? It will just lead you to all sorts of bad habit patterns and financial ruin. I always say discipline, discipline, discipline. And guess what? Discipline, discipline, and even more discipline. You have to get that discipline to quit while you're ahead. It doesn't matter. If you put in 100 and you run it up to 150, get the hell out of there. You know, the machines, let me put it this way, the machines and the tables are designed to take your money. So if you got ahead, you have beaten the odds. So you've beaten the odds against all odds. The machines are there to take your money. The tables are there to take your money. The casinos are there to take your money. So if you're ahead, you've got a winning hand. You've hit a jackpot of some form or fashion. You have beaten the odds. So it is time to get up and go. And I see it all the time. If you do not get into the habit, think back. Take a moment right now and think back to all the times you were ahead and ran it back down to where you lost. Or you ran it back down to where you broke even. And, oh, well, I just lost their money, I still have mine. No, that was your money because at any time you could have pressed that button and left. Isn't that a horrible feeling? Just think about that. How many times were you ahead and you made some gutsy move and doubled your bet, or you just kept playing because you had a drink on the way, and suddenly you're a loser? Now you're in a losing situation when you were once ahead. Don't do that. Learn how to quit while you're ahead. It is an amazing feeling. Trust me on that. Now, moving on to number 2. And number 1 and number 2, I had a hard time deciding which I should make number 1 and which I should make number 2. So technically, number 1 and number 2 are a tie. But I'm going to bring in number 2, which is a devastating mistake that you can make in a casino, which is chasing your losses. Just like you need to know how to quit while you're ahead, you need to know how to quit when you've had losing sessions. That is an absolute must. I cannot stress this enough. This chasing losses will absolutely demolish you financially, and it will demolish you mentally, because here is the mindset. You put 300 in the Buffalo, in the Heidi, whatever your game of choice is, the Willy Wonka, the poker machine, whatever it is. Now, you just, you were calm, you were in a good mood, and it just didn't go your way. Maybe you were up 20 bucks out of 300. You're like, I'm not going to cash out 20 bucks on 300. I'll keep playing. And lower and lower and lower. But the machine isn't horrible. It's not terrible. It's not completely hosing you. But slowly but surely, that money is going away. And then suddenly, it's like someone pulled the plug. Boom. Now, your money is gone. So instead of taking the loss and taking the entertainment value that you got from that 300 bucks, and I never recommend you running it down, you have to set a loss limit, but again, there's links in the description for that. So what do a lot of people do? They head their asses over to the ATM machine, pull out whatever's left on their ATM card for the evening or for their entire account, who knows, and now they're on a mission. Okay, this machine was just a hair away from paying me. I really have a good feeling about this. So you know what? I'm gonna just go put it on. I'm gonna go play craps, or I'm gonna go in a different Buffalo machine, but instead of $1.80, I'm gonna bet $3, because all I need to do is have one nice bonus and I'll get my money back. Be honest. Come on. I've done it, and you've done it, and you've done it. But you need to stop doing it, because it is a devastating mental blow and financial blow to chase losses. Once that money is gone, the chances of recovering it, when you're in that state of mind, you're in that loss mode, almost in that desperation, almost in that what I would call is Degen mode. You're going full-blown degenerate at that point. You're reaching in, let's see the ATM, let me have another 300 bucks, and then after midnight, maybe I could pull out another 5. You are in Degen mode, degenerate mode. Stop that. Learn to take the loss. Number 1, set a loss limit. Don't run the money down to nothing. Live to fight another day. Learn to accept that loss. And you can accept that loss if you don't run it down to 0. See, therein lies the trap. If you run that money, 300 down to 17 cents, you go into that degen mode, because it's like, oh my God, whoa, that's rough. Don't go there. Now, if you had 300 in, you ran it down to 175, and you're like, hey, this machine isn't doing nothing, you're walking away with some of your own money. So your brain does not get the chance to go full-blown degen on you. You see what I'm saying? It's a mental game. So, stop. My friends, my extended family, stop chasing losses. Learn to accept losses. Take them in stride. Take them in entertainment value. Do not run your money down to nothing and go full-blown Degen. And finally, number one, which is gambling with money you cannot afford to lose. And I think we all know this. I think we've all heard it. We've seen it in movies, right? Come on. But do not gamble with money you cannot afford to lose. If losing this money, if I just stuck $300 out the window and let it go, which is like, again, that's the equivalent of going full-blown Degen, is it gonna crush me? If I lose this money tonight at, let's see, where are we? At the V or the P right here, or the wind core up there, is it gonna crush me? Is it gonna prevent me from paying my electric? Is whether I win or lose tonight gonna determine whether I pay my cell bill or not? If it is, you do not belong in the casino. You can say, well, I'll just do 20 bucks. It's just 20 bucks. There's no such thing as just 20 bucks anymore in the casino, because it doesn't go anywhere. Even at 60 cents, you're talking a handful of spins. It's not even going to cover anything. So you can't even tip with that. Do not, under any circumstances, play with money you cannot afford to lose. It sounds like the most basic information I could possibly tell you, and it seems so common sense, but after living in this town off and on for the past 30 years, I see people, especially locals and some tourists that come in as well, playing with money they cannot afford to lose. If they lose it, it's making the difference of whether they pay other bills, whether they eat, whether they clothe their kids. Unfortunately, I've seen some really bad scenarios, but gaming is supposed to be for entertainment with an element of luck that you might actually win, but it's the entertainment value that you should be going after. Never, ever, 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 please play with money you cannot afford to do without. And I'll throw one more in there, being that you stuck around to the very end, which is, don't gamble drunk. I mean, isn't that the way? Why do you think they give you free drinks in this town, or any town that offers gaming? To get you inebriated, to put a little ding in your judgment, to make you go full-blown Degen, to make you think that that machine was just, so close to hitting that bonus. Oh, look at that, half a spin more and I would have hit megabucks, and, let me just get that other $200 out of the machine I know I have in there, and, I'll make it all back. It's designed, the alcohol is designed to lower your inhibitions and affect your judgment. So don't fall into that trap either. So I want to thank you for coming along for this somewhat serious topic, and I hope you learned something. I hope everyone's doing a checkup from the neck up if you identify with any of those 5 or 6 things that I identified for you being the worst things gambling wise you could do in a casino. I truly hope, whoa, that was a bump. I truly hope that you get those under control. I have faith in you that you will. I honestly do. And if you can get Vegas level discipline, which is what's needed to survive in this town and to conquer that list I just gave you, if you get Vegas level discipline, you will have discipline in every single other aspect of your life. it'll just permeate everything and make you a better person. So let's do it together. Let's be strong. Let's be disciplined and avoid those mistakes. Just stop now. And if you need help, there's plenty of people you can reach out to, plenty of hotlines you can do that. I want you to have fun in the casinos. I don't want you to beat yourself up in the casinos. And right now I'm going to drop the 9% word of the day right up here. Bam. Drop that in the comments. That lets YouTube know, and it lets me know that you stuck around to the very end. According to YouTube's own stats, 9% of all viewers stick around to the very end, and I would love for you to be one of them because that helps the channel out tremendously. And once again, I invite you to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can go ahead and do that with Patreon, get a channel membership, or click on any of the links in the description below. And I have everything in there, from the underwear that I wear to the books that I read to the cameras that I use, you name it. There's a link for it. No obligation, doesn't cost you a dime to check them out. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.